Most women are carrying the wrong bag, not the wrong size, not the wrong color, but the wrong construction. This ranking has one rule: what the construction delivers, relative to what the price demands. Not the name, not the campaign. You are about to see 10 brands, ranked from the one taking the most money for the least construction to the one delivering the most value. The industry has never found a way to advertise honestly. The 3 at the bottom are the ones most shoppers carry right now. The list starts there. Number 10, Michael Kors. Michael Kors is the most commercially successful example of a brand charging premium prices for mid-market construction in the accessible luxury handbag category, and doing it confidently enough that most shoppers never examine the gap until the bag is already failing. The core collection uses a saffiano or pebbled leather in most of its highest volume styles. Saffiano is a crosshatch embossed leather finish, not a leather grade. The saffiano pattern can be applied to full grain leather, corrected grain leather, or a coated synthetic, depending on the production cost target the brand is working toward. Michael Kors applies it to a corrected grain leather in the majority of the core collection, at a price point that the Saffiano Association leads most consumers to read as a premium material choice. It is a finish, applied to a material that the finish is specifically designed to make look more consistent and more expensive than it is. The hardware uses a lightweight gold tone or silver tone alloy that tarnishes underskin moisture and environmental exposure at a rate that the brand's price point makes genuinely difficult to excuse. At $200 to $350 for mid-range pieces, the Michael Kors Core Collection is asking for a price that the construction does not independently earn. The brand name, the marketing infrastructure, and the cultural positioning are doing the work the material cannot. The next brand charges less and delivers a construction argument that Michael Kors, at twice the price, cannot consistently match. But before we get there, the first of the 3 total waste of money brands earns a specific mention for what it charges versus what it delivers at the precise price point where the value gap is most egregious. Number 9. Kate Spade. Outlet Kate Spade. Outlet production is the most important distinction to understand in the accessible luxury handbag market right now, not Kate Spade the mainline collection. Kate Spade, the outlet line specifically, the one that flows through TJ Maxx, Nordstrom Rack, and Kate Spade outlet stores at prices that imply the same construction standard as the full-price mainline collection. The outlet line uses different materials, different construction standards, and a different quality control process than the mainline collection. Both carry the same logo. The interior label is the only external signal of which construction standard the bag in hand actually represents. At $80 to $150 for outlet pieces, the consumer is paying for a brand name and a cultural association while receiving a construction standard that the price would be difficult to justify if the brand name were removed from the equation entirely. The hardware is lighter than the mainline. The leather is thinner than the mainline. The stitching density at the handle attachment is lower than the mainline. All of those differences are invisible in a product photograph and entirely detectable in hand to anyone who has handled both production lines side by side. The outlet Kate Spade is not a bad bag at a good price. It is a mid-market bag at an accessible luxury price. And the Kate Spade name is the only thing that justifies the gap between those two descriptions. If this ranking is already reshaping how you evaluate the brands in your wardrobe, subscribe now. Every week, this channel publishes exactly this kind of honest construction comparison with no brand sponsorships and no gifted products influencing the conclusion. The next brand on this list is the third and final entry in the waste of money category, and it is the most surprising of the 3 because the brand's heritage is genuine, and the quality that heritage implies has not survived the corporate decisions that followed it. Number 8. Coach current production earns the third waste of money position for reasons that Coach's own history makes especially frustrating to document. The original Coach was a genuine American leather goods brand, full-grain leather developed through proprietary tannery relationships. Construction standards that produced bags, customers carried for 15 and 20 years without the material failing in any fundamental way. The current Coach is a different product under the same name. The coated canvas that now constitutes a significant portion of the range is a functional material. It is not leather. It does not age like leather. It does not reward ownership the way leather does, and it does not justify the $250 to $400 price point that the Coach name attached to it commands in the current market. The genuine leather pieces in the current range use a corrected grain leather, not full grain. Corrected grain leather has its natural surface sanded away and replaced with an artificial uniform grain that looks consistent and premium on the shelf and does not develop the patina and character that made the original Coach leather worth the price being charged for it then and the price being charged for its successor now. At $250 to $400 for mid-range current production pieces, Coach is charging for a heritage the current construction does not deliver. The name is the investment. The bag is not. Now, the ranking turns, and the brands above this line are the ones where the construction actually earns the conversation. Number 7. Aldo is the brand at the bottom of the honest quality tier on this list. Not the worst construction available in the handbag market, the worst construction available at a price point that implies meaningfully more. The uppers across the core handbag range use a bonded leather or PU synthetic that simulates the visual qualities of genuine leather at the point of sale and diverges from it rapidly once the bag enters daily use. Bonded leather is leather fiber reconstituted with polyurethane and pressed into sheets. It peels rather than creases when it reaches the end of its usable life, producing the distinctive surface, flaking at flex points and edges that Aldo bag owners document consistently in reviews after a few months of regular carry. The hardware uses a lightweight zinc alloy that tarnishes in contact with skin moisture and environmental salt at a rate that produces visible discoloration within a single season of daily use. At $50 to $110, Aldo is charging a price that implies a quality level the construction does not reach, but at least Aldo is charging $50 to $110, not $250. That honesty of scale places it above the three waste-of-money brands ranked below it, even as the construction itself remains the weakest on this list. The next brand charges more than Aldo and delivers considerably more, not because the brand is dramatically better known, because the brand spent its production budget in a completely different direction. Number 6. Vera Bradley Leather Collection. Most people hear Vera Bradley and immediately picture quilted cotton. Bright patterns, cheerful casualness. The leather collection sitting on the same retail rack has been invisible to that association for years. Invisible, despite using a pebbled full-grain leather with a body weight and surface character that the brand's cotton identity has never prepared anyone to expect. Full-grain leather, at a brand most shoppers categorized before they arrived at the rack. The hardware specification across the leather range is considerably above what the cotton line uses. Solid components rather than lightweight alloy. A closure system engineered for functional security rather than visual security. The internal organization reflects how the brand's actual customer uses a bag through a real working day. Multiple exterior pockets sized for specific items. A rear zip providing access to the most frequently needed item without opening the main compartment. The stitching at the handle attachment uses a box and cross reinforcement pattern, not a standard bar tack. That reinforcement distributes the stress of the bag's loaded weight across a wider stitched area. At $55 to $110, Vera Bradley Leather is delivering full-grain leather construction at a price that the brands ranked below it charge considerably more to approach. The next brand is doing something even more specific with its production budget and the specific thing it is doing has been quietly earning it the most loyal repeat buyer base in the accessible American handbag market for over 4 decades. Number 5. Fossil is the most consistently undervalued brand in the American accessible leather goods market. The name sits in the same retail aisle as brands charging twice the price for a fraction of the construction integrity. And it sits there quietly. No campaign, no cultural moment, no influencer unboxing generating 6 figures of earned media. Fossil built its hardware standard around watches, around the engineering precision required to produce a mechanical movement housed in a case that maintains integrity across years of daily wear. That standard does not get reduced when the same brand produces fittings for a leather bag. The solid brass and solid steel components across the Fossil bag range do not tarnish under skin moisture and environmental salt at the rate that zinc alloy hardware does. They maintain their finish quality across the years of daily use that a well-constructed leather bag can survive. The leather across the core range is top grain, genuine leather. Not full grain, but top grain that retains enough of the hide's natural character to develop a genuine surface evolution over time, rather than the peeling and cracking that bonded leather and corrected grain alternatives produce at the same price points. At $60 to $130, Fossil is producing a bag that the accessible luxury market charges $180 to $250 to approximate. The approximation does not always approximate successfully. Several accessible luxury brands in the $150 to $250 range use hardware that Fossil's watch-derived sourcing standard outperforms at $60. The zinc alloy clasp that tarnishes on a $180 bag is the same category of hardware failure as the zinc alloy clasp that tarnishes on a $50 bag. The price difference between them reflects the brand premium, not the hardware specification. Fossil's hardware reflects the watch division specification, and the watch division specification is built around components that maintain their integrity across years of daily wear. That is a higher standard than most handbag brands at any accessible price point apply to their fittings. If this ranking is giving you a completely different framework for evaluating your next bag purchase, hit the like button right now, because it helps this video reach more women who are making handbag decisions based on brand recognition rather than construction reality. The next brand is the one that the independent handbag review community recommends most consistently when the question is where to find the strongest full-grain leather construction relative to the price in the American accessible market. Number 4. Brahmin has been producing American leather goods since 1982. Most people who have been buying handbags for 20 years have never heard the name. That invisibility is the entire explanation for why the construction quality available at this brand's price point exists without having been corrected upward by the brand awareness premium that typically closes gaps between genuine value and price. The Melbourne collection uses a full-grain leather with a crock embossing that goes into the hide rather than sitting on top of it as a surface coating. That distinction determines how long the texture holds. A surface-applied embossed texture wears flat at the highest contact points within a single season of daily use. An embossing that goes into the leather maintains its definition through years of use because it is part of the material's structure rather than a finish applied over it. The construction uses a structured base that holds the bag's shape independently without requiring the bag to be fully packed to maintain its silhouette. The lining quality matches the exterior leather standard throughout, inside and outside, built to an identical specification. The saddle stitch technique throughout the Brahmin range uses 2 needles simultaneously at every seam junction. 2 simultaneous thread passes distributing stress across twice the contact area of single needle machine stitching. That structural difference does not appear in a product photograph. It appears in how the bag holds up at the handle attachment points and the strap junctions after 2 years of daily carry. After 5 years. After a decade. The second-hand Brahmin Melbourne market is the most honest evidence available for the construction claim. Well-maintained Melbourne pieces from 5 and 10 years ago are reselling at 40 to 60% of their original retail price. A bag that holds its resale value holds its construction. At $170 to $320 for core collection pieces, Brahmin sits below Kate Spade's mainline pricing and outperforms it on material quality, stitching construction, and structural integrity. The resale platform data on Brahmin Melbourne bags is worth examining specifically because it reveals something that the brand's own marketing has never been sophisticated enough to communicate. A Brahmin Melbourne bag listed on a resale platform at 40 to 60% of its original retail price is competing directly with new bags from brands charging full retail for a construction standard the Brahmin resale piece consistently outperforms. The buyer in the secondhand market is not purchasing brand sentiment. She is purchasing what she can see and feel in hand, and she is consistently finding Brahmin Melbourne worth purchasing at a price point that reflects genuine material and construction value, rather than the brand awareness premium that never developed around the name. The resale market is the most democratic quality assessment available in the handbag category, and it prices Brahmin correctly in a way the primary retail market has never managed. The next brand is French. It is made of nylon. And the reason it earns a higher position than Brahmin on this list has everything to do with a construction decision so intelligent that nobody has improved on it in 30 years of trying. Number 3. Longchamp Le Pliage. The Le Pliage is made of nylon. That single material fact causes most handbag shoppers to place it below every leather alternative in any quality ranking. That placement is wrong for this specific product. The coated nylon canvas Longchamp uses is an engineered construction with water resistance and surface durability that has allowed owners to machine wash the bag without damage and carry it daily for 10, 15, and in documented cases 20 years without the structural failure that ends the useful life of every leather bag at a comparable price point. 20 years of daily carry. At $100 to $145. The genuine leather trim, the saddle-stitched leather handles, and the solid metal hardware address the stress points that nylon canvas alone cannot manage. The highest load junctions are reinforced by leather and stitching construction rather than relying on the canvas. That combination is not a compromise. It is a deliberate engineering decision that uses each material at the specific task it performs best. At $100 to $145, the Le Pliage is priced below every leather bag on this list that can claim comparable longevity. The founding context behind that engineering decision is worth understanding because it explains why the combination works so well, rather than simply asserting that it does. Longchamp was established in Paris in 1948 as a leather goods manufacturer. The Le Pliage was introduced in 1993 in response to a specific customer need. A bag that could fold flat for travel, weigh almost nothing in a carry-on, survive the handling that travel luggage survives, and still look intentional and considered when unfolded and carried through a city. Leather could not deliver all 4 of those requirements simultaneously. Nylon canvas for the body and leather for the structural reinforcement could. That engineering solution was not a budget compromise. It was the correct answer to a specific brief. And the Le Pliage's 30-year production run, without any fundamental change to the construction, is the most compelling evidence that the correct answer was found the first time. The next brand makes a completely different construction argument. One built around a founding material that the entire handbag industry claims to value and almost never actually delivers at the price points where it claims to deliver it. Number 2. Dooney and Bourke Alto and Florentine full-grain leather. 2 words that the handbag industry has attached to products that do not consistently deserve them. Dooney and Bourke's Alto and Florentine collections use full-grain leather in the genuine sense of that designation, the top layer of the hide, the layer that retains the natural grain surface, the surface that develops patina and character with age, rather than peeling, cracking, or wearing flat. The bags smell like leather at the hide level. They carry a weight in hand that reflects the density of a genuine full-grain hide. They develop surface character with use rather than surface damage. The saddle stitch construction throughout both collections uses a two-needle technique. Two simultaneous thread passes distributing stress across twice the contact area of single-needle machine stitching. At $180 to $320 for core pieces, Dooney and Bourke is the strongest full-grain leather argument available in the American accessible handbag market. The specific verification check that separates the Alto and Florentine from the Dooney outlet pebble grain production is worth repeating here because the two lines appear on the same rack at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, at prices that do not always clearly signal the difference. Full-grain leather is heavier in hand than pebble grain at identical bag dimensions because the hide is thicker and denser. That weight difference is physically detectable in 5 seconds before the label is even read. Pick up the bag. Feel the weight relative to its size. A bag that feels lighter than its visual volume suggests is a bag using a lower-grade leather than its size implies it should require. A bag that feels heavier than its visual volume suggests is a bag using a material with the density that genuine full-grain leather produces. That 5-second check separates the Alto find from the pebble grain purchase before the interior label is even opened. The brand's relative invisibility in the contemporary handbag conversation is the most reliable explanation for why it is available at prices that a comparable material and construction standard from a more marketed brand would not be offered at. One brand remains. It earns the top position not through heritage, not through marketing, and not through the cultural authority that most handbag conversations use as a proxy for construction quality. It earns it through a business model decision so structurally different from every other brand on this list that the price-to-construction comparison it produces is almost impossible to explain through conventional retail logic. Number 1. Quince earns the top position through an argument so simple that the handbag industry's refusal to engage with it directly is itself the most convincing evidence that the argument is correct. The gap between what a leather bag costs to produce and what the conventional retail market charges for it is not a quality gap, it is a markup gap. Wholesale margins, retail margins, brand premium, advertising spend, influencer partnerships. None of those costs produce better leather. And Quince removed all of them. The Italian leather tote, the structured crossbody, and the leather shoulder bag in the Quince range use full-grain leather sourced from Italian tanneries that supply brands charging 4 and 5 times more for bags produced in the same facilities to the same material specification. The brand publishes its factory relationships with a transparency that most handbag brands decline to offer, because the disclosure would invite the direct comparison that the brand premium is specifically designed to prevent. The hardware uses solid brass, not zinc alloy. The lining matches the exterior leather standard. The stitching density and thread weight at the seam junctions has been placed by the independent reviewer community above several brands charging twice the price. At $80 to $160 for core leather pieces, Quince is producing a bag that the conventional retail market would price at $250 to $400 if the brand had spent the production savings on the campaign rather than on the leather. The campaign would have made the brand more visible, but it would not have made the leather better. And the shopper who understands that distinction is the shopper who spends $80 on a bag that the woman standing next to her paid $350 for. The visibility argument is worth addressing directly because it is the most common objection to the Quince value proposition from shoppers who encounter it for the first time. The objection goes something like this. If the bag is genuinely as good as the comparison suggests, why is it not more widely known? The answer is the same answer that explains why Fossil's hardware outperforms Michael Kors at 1/3 of the price, and why Brahmin's full-grain leather has been available at accessible pricing for 4 decades, without generating the cultural moment the construction deserves. The brands that spend their production budget on the leather have less budget available for the campaign. The brands that spend their budget on the campaign have less budget available for the leather. Those are not compatible priorities at an accessible price point. They are competing priorities, and the brand that chooses the leather over the campaign is the brand that ends up invisible to the shopper, who discovers quality through advertising rather than through construction examination. Quince chose the leather, the shopper who knows how to examine construction rather than how to recognize a campaign is the shopper who finds it. In a different store, under better lighting, carrying a more recognizable name, and holding the same leather in a construction that the independent comparison does not favor over the Quince at any price point evaluated in this entire ranking. Click the next video on the left right now. We are breaking down the exact same comparison for women's shoes and the brands charging luxury prices for mid-market construction in that category are even harder to spot than anything on this list.